So Creative Lab was established to help not only our creative media sectors, but also our fashion and design sectors reach that global opportunity to help export their content and their wonderful products. So it's really important right now because fashion in Hawaii is really catching on in places outside of the state. And that's because of all the hard work of the designers. And I think it's our state responsibility to help provide a pathway to really collapse the time between access to those people in the market that can make a difference in their careers and what we can do to make them better business people here at home.
We support innovation, and fashion is very innovative. There are a lot of great designers here doing so many creative and new things. And that's what we talk about innovation. It's new ideas, new processes, new products, and you see so many budding designers here in Hawaii. That's an important part of our economy. So we have an 80-80 initiative to create 80,000 new tech and innovation jobs by 2030, and that includes the fashion industry.
Well, Innovate Hawaii is very happy to support the Fashion Immersive. I think fashion has always been a background or a core of the manufacturing industry in Hawaii. Over the last 3 to 5 years, I think there's been a lot of growth in the industry, and we're looking to, again, revive this industry to make it one of the leading manufacturers industry in Hawaii.
The Creative Lab Fashion Immersive, we started off with 11 participants and we hosted a 5-day workshop, which was an intensive training program to put them through the rigors of what it's like to run a small business, fashion business in Hawaii. We created the 5-day intensive workshop to cover everything a small business would need from start to finish. So we started with the Small Business Development Center. They came in and kind of did overview of like a business plan and how to write a business plan. We also flew in experts in branding from New York, Bliss Lau, and Chic Execs, which is a PR and sales and marketing company from California.
The framework of the class is not only design, branding, but business development. My focus is more just on creativity and thinking about your brand. So we did a lot of interesting exercises. It was more a question of exploration for the designers. We did a focus on growing, merchandising your ideas and thinking about how to expand something. You know, ultimately all of the designers who came here have already started a brand, and so they have something like a nugget. Their first collection is finished. But it isn't about your first collection when you have a business, it's about your second and third collection. And the question is essentially, how do you continue to be relevant and be creative and have people continue to want things that you created? And have them be different than your first collection. And so I think we worked a lot around the idea of growing something from where you started and asking yourself internally, what matters to me and how can I express that into the world? Because I think that each person that's in this class has their own voice, and I kind of wanted to help them harness that voice and make sure that people understood why it was important to be heard.
I think the 5-day workshop started off as a pretty standard curriculum, and it grew into, really having the participants dive deep into their business plan and take a look at everything that they're currently doing, where they want to be in their goals, and seeing them through that whole 5 days, their entire business evolved because we were having them really focus in on business planning, branding, sales and marketing, and production, and having them think through that process.
An important word that kept recurring throughout the program was access. And I think the program provided the participants with access to the resources to help them take their business to the next level. But a lot of those resources, unfortunately, are based in Los Angeles. So I think a program like this provides them with both the local resources that they need to take their business to the next level, as well as the resources on the mainland and the connections that they need to export their brand and their goods to show all that Hawaii has to offer in the area of fashion.
At the end of the 5-day workshop, we assembled a group of panelists, and we all decided from their portfolios who the 3 would be to go to LA.
And it was great to see these designers come and really tell their story. I think that's what draws people to them and their designs is their story. And just to see the actual designs themselves and see where they started with the application and how far they come was really great to see that. And we have, like I said, so many amazing people here in Hawaii. It was just fun to see them pitch.
And from there, we kind of had to reorganize what we thought our LA trip was going to look like. We knew what each of their goals were, and we tried to really focus in and tailor the trip for each of them so that they could gain what they needed from the trip. Amazingly, it turned out that they were 3 non-women's wear designers. So we had a jewelry designer, a menswear, and a swimwear.
Watching these designers and also the Cut Collective manage the process of really leading them through a very extensive, immersive 5 days, and then watch them grow and perform in the industry hub in Los Angeles, and listening to their feedback yesterday was so important because you could just see the growth. And although I wasn't there for all the immersive itself, I know what I took away from the entire experience was that we have invested in exactly the right sector, as we are with creative media and the rest, that this is really a powerful way to have Hawaii put on the map and have our designers respected at an international level.
I think the trip to LA was definitely eye-opening. It really solidified the fact for me and Allison that, going as a group from Hawaii, as a collective, as a collaborative group, that more doors are opening for us and we make a bigger impact together rather than us just kind of pounding the pavement solo.
I feel very, very fortunate to have been a part of this program from the very beginning, all the way to the culmination of the program with the trip to LA, because I had the opportunity to see the participants when they first came in, and they worked through the branding exercises during the 5-day boot camp, to also working on their business canvas, and then seeing it come to full circle when they actually went to Los Angeles and they did their pitches in front of seasoned sales professionals, and they did an incredible job selling themselves, showing the lookbooks that they worked on, and just presenting a very professional image for themselves and their brands.
So the final presentation of this immersive will happen at Honolulu Fashion Week, presented by Hawaiian Airlines. Each finalist will have their own booth in the marketplace and will have a special fashion immersive booth to showcase all of our participants and their designs.
But what's so exciting for me is to see this entire network of people come together and work to help shape this entire Creative Lab Fashion Immersive for the first year. It's kind of a big landmark moment because there's been so much talk about the fashion industry, developing a fashion accelerator, incubators, but this really brought home not only the idea that we can empower our designers to reach the heights they want to, but we're doing it with people that are actually doing that right now, like Cut Collective, Allison Izu, Summer Ishii. The whole team that came together and the mentors really inspired me because I knew we were on the right track. And so now just think of 3 years from now where we can maybe have our own event during New York Fashion Week with all the Creative Lab Fashion Immersive participants that have really knocked it out of the park.